Hi everyone, this is Toni Campana from Toni Marie's Creations, and I'm going live. If you just give me a minute, I'm going to make sure that I can see this on my iPad, so I might be able to answer any questions that you have. Okay, there we go. Let me just get my work area a little more straightened. So I'll just give it a minute or two to see if anyone's going to jump on. Hi, Patty Jo. Hope you're well. Happy Mother's Day. I don't know that anybody has any real plans today since there's not too many places that you can go, but I hope everybody is enjoying their day and enjoying it the best way that they can under the circumstances. So let's see. I guess I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing here for this this live session. I wanted to show a few of the products that I pre-ordered under the new catalog that's coming out. This catalog will be effective June 3rd, and I can't really remember. Okay, June 3rd until May 3rd, 2021. So this is our annual catalog. And as a demonstrator, we are permitted to pre-order certain products a month before the catalog actually goes live. And the reason for that is it gives us a chance to get the product in our hands, and then we can start making samples, have things ready to show our new customers, and just be a little bit ahead of the curve with having the product available. And the really nice thing as being a demonstrator is that you could also do the same thing, because when you order your starter kit, you can actually pick new items from the pre-order list. So you could start your kit out with completely brand new product. It's an amazing offer. And then once you do sign up with Stampin' Up, and after you do receive your kit, you immediately start receiving a 20% discount on anything that you order. So you could keep getting all this new stuff at a discount, which is just amazing. So it's a great time to sign up to be a demonstrator, just for the fact that you can go ahead and start picking your pre-order items, picking the pre-order items for your new kit content. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that anybody might have. I'll put a link on my Facebook page after this video that will take you to my joining page where you can get some more information. Excuse me. But you can also just contact me with any questions you might have. I'd love to have you join my team and love to have you be part of Stampin' Up. So I'll go ahead and get started. And what we are also doing with the launch of this catalog is we're going to be starting a new set of in colors. And in colors are 5 select colors that are chosen to run every 2 years. And they are basically colors that are trending. You'll see a lot of the colors out in home stores and in different type of decorating methods and things. And this year we're actually swapping over to a new set of in colors. So it's really exciting that we get to play with some new colors in addition to the beautiful colors we already have in our collection. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to move the catalog off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of these new in colors. And as you can see from the top, wow, this is one of the most vibrant pinks I think I've ever seen. So I'm going to try to fan these out so you can see them all. Okay, so these are going to be the new in colors that will be launching with the catalog. I'm sorry for that pause. I needed to grab my paper that had the actual color names on them so I didn't mess them up. But we have Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, and Just Jade. I think one of the things I noticed, and I don't know if there was a reasoning behind this, but Stampin' Up! Colors are always 2 words. So Magenta Madness and Misty Moonlight. But for some reason, Bumblebee is just Bumblebee. I thought that was kind of different. I'm not quite sure what if there's any reason behind that. But anyway, these are the 5 new in colors. And I am already in love with them. I've been making cards with them, and you'll see a few of those samples shortly. I think my favorite is the Cinnamon Cider because I'm a warm color girl. I love the fall. I love warm colors. And cinnamon happens to be one of my favorite spices, so I am just thrilled with this color. But I love them all. I just love how this just adds a real pop to the collection. And I did use that in one of my card samples, which again, I'll show you that in a few minutes. But in addition to the solid colors that you could purchase, there's also a 6x6 color pack. And they've got the same colors that we're featuring here. Oh, one too many sheets there. And as you see, there's different patterns. So we've got 2 different patterns in each color on this side. And if I flip them over, you'll see there's 2 different colors of these additional patterns. So you have a lot of variety that you can pick and choose from in our 6x6 color packs. And I love these because it's just quick and easy to grab a small sheet of paper and start working on your projects. The other things that you can get as coordinating colors are the ribbons. And this is a woven ribbon. I have one sort of open, so let me kind of show that to you. But it's a woven ribbon. It's thin. It's very easy to work with. They tie really nice bows. I had a couple of them lying around, but I think I moved them out of the way. But again, it makes just coordination that much easier when you've got embellishments to go along with your papers. And then one more item that I did purchase in the pre-order are these small enamel dots. And we used to have these a few catalogs back. We could get them in every color that we had in the catalog. And then they were retired, and now they've come back in with the in colors. And again, I love having the extra little pop to put on your card just to make it stand out a little bit more when you're creating. And you'll see that in a sample. So that's our new in colors. We will also have coordinating ink pads and markers, as well as our alcohol blends will also be available in these shades as well. Okay, I'm going to move those out. So in my pre-order, it's always a difficult time for me because I basically want everything that we can get. And of course, that doesn't usually happen all in one order. So I did order 3 bundles that just kind of spoke to me when I saw them. And I'm kind of going to go backwards. Not that they're least favorite, most favorite, but I'm just in the way that I was working with them today. I'm going to bring in the first bundle. And I've got things upside down, so let me turn them back around. Tasteful Touches. And this I really, really was kind of wowed by because of the papers, and I'll show you those in just a moment. But I love also the phrases that you have in here. I love how Stampin' Up! Is going to different types of fonts, and they're combining fonts together in their sentiments. And this particular bundle comes with a set of dies. That one that's running away from me. Put that back in there. So in this set, the dies are actually labels, and they will fit obviously around what we have here in the stamp set. And I've used a couple of those on my card today. But I like that you've got all these different sizes, and some are stitched and some are just an extra wavy line in the dies, and they're going to look fantastic when you go to cut your sentiments out with those. We'll put those dies back in our nice envelope. Then they also come with a set of wooden embellishments. You can actually add color to these embellishments. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. And they do stick on very well with our liquid glue. So our Tombow liquid glue, multi-adhesive glue, work very well with attaching these to cards. Now the only thing you have to kind of consider when you add embellishments like this is if you're mailing them, then you do have to probably allow for some extra postage because it will add to the thickness of your card. And then embossing folders. I absolutely love embossing folders. This one is called Tasteful Textile 3D Embossing Folders. Oh, I'm seeing lots of people are jumping on here. So hi, I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm showing you and I'm not really looking at comments. But hi everybody, I appreciate you being here. See some of my customers and some of my stamping demo friends and some other friends. So thanks for joining me today. So back to the Tasteful Texture 3D Embossing Folder. Our embossing folders are pretty amazing. I use them on almost all of my cards. And I wanted to show, because I didn't use this in my card sample, but I wanted to kind of show you the texture of this one. And I don't know if it's coming in very well, but it's just a little rough, kind of like a woven, maybe a woven fabric type of a texture. So lots of possibilities with that. And then again, the stamp set, I love the phrases. This flower I did use in my sample, I'll show you, and I did fussy cut that. So the dies do not match the stamped images on the stamp set. They go around the actual sentiments. But what drew me to this was the paper. And there are 12 different patterns in this pack of DSP. And our DSP is always double-sided. So there's always a different pattern on the back of each of these. And while one side is more texture and textile related, so I'm going to kind of slowly go through these. If anyone's been with Stampin' Up! For a little bit, then you know, maybe a year or so ago, we had a 6x6 pack that was all wood grain. So this is kind of reminiscent of that. You've got some more of the wood grain coming back, and you've got different shades. But this is so lifelike. I mean, it actually looks like a piece of wood. And we've got stone in this. We've got what appears to be sort of a stucco pattern. Again, some different colors and variations of the wood. So just some really, really unique patterns on the one side. Let me get this one out of the way. And then this would be the last wood. Now, if I flip those over, you're going to see a repeat of some of the textile. But you also, this kind of looks like a ceramic tile. A little more along the ceramic. This one actually kind of reminds me of the embossing folder a little bit. That's the little bit of a texture that it looks like with the embossing folder. So again, this is really going to be very nice to use for either masculine or feminine cards, because it can definitely be used either way. There's a little bit more of the stucco with color behind it. And we've got a little more wood there. Again, this looks like a piece of ceramic tile. I mean, it's just, I don't know if the definition was really coming through under the camera, but it is just beautiful. And I don't know what it is, but when I first saw this, it reminded me of a chenille robe. If anybody remembers, maybe their grandmas had those chenille, fluffy, puffy kind of robes. That's what that pattern reminded me of. But just beautiful, beautiful patterns that are going to be in that set of DSP. And as I said, there's 12 different designs, but there's 24 sheets of paper in the package. So you'll have a lot you'll be able to play with. So this is the card that I created using that set. The rose, as I said, there's no die, so it was fussy cut. But I love that blue and white tile type of background. I used one of the dies to cut out the sentiment. And what I did to get this border is that I cut it obviously in white, and then I cut it again in our Rococo rose, and then cut that label in half. And then you can kind of stack it top and bottom to make it look like you've got two different labels there. I used a little bit of the feather in the background and some of the gray foliage there. And then I just popped in a few of our rhinestones. These are from the, I'm going to forget the name of them, but it's Peacock, let me see, Noble Peacock rhinestones. And these are actually retiring. I'm going to hate to see them go. So they may still be available on our last chance page. And if you haven't grabbed any, get them. They're just absolutely beautiful. In fact, let me kind of show you. As you can see, I've been working with these. I've got several packs that I picked up before they sold out, but just some absolutely beautiful colors here that will coordinate with so many different things. So that's the first bundle that I chose. And let me just move some of this stuff out of the way so I can bring in the next bundle. Okay, here we go. Beautiful World stamp set, world map dies. We have an Old World embossing paper folder. This is amazing. Wait till I show you how this comes out. There's some beautiful early espresso ribbon, and it almost feels like a suede. It's not suede, but it sure feels something similar to it. Again, it's a nice flat ribbon, so it's going to tie and not very easily and not put a lot of bulk on your projects. And this is really, really dark. It looks black, but it's actually early espresso. It's our deep, deep dark brown color. And I don't know why, I really don't know why, but I've always been drawn to globes. It's just, I just love the look of globes. So when I saw this came out as part of a pre-order, I was all over it. I just could not wait to get my hands on it. And it did not disappoint at all. This is a red rubber stamp set, and I should have shown you on the previous one as well. The red rubber will come with a set of labels. And you apply the labels on the back of a stamp. And as you can see, I've done that on a few of the ones that I've used already. And I'm going to do a video at some point to show how to apply your stickers to the back of the red rubber stamps. But I just love, you've got the two different globes, so you get the different continents. And again, I love the different fonts. Life's a beautiful journey. You make the world a better place. Thank you for being part of mine. So that's the gorgeous stamp set that we get. The dies do not disappoint at all. So we've got the two globes. There's a solid cutout for the globe. There's actually a holder. There's a small stand, a feather, and then just some decorative types of dies that go along with that. And the card I made with this, I was really happy with how it came out. I was really excited with it. This embossing folder is just amazing. And it's really kind of tough to see from this pattern. But I did a piece to show you. And look at this texture. It is amazing. It looks good from front or back. And of course, this is in the cinnamon cider, which I said I think is my favorite color. But it just is, I mean, it kind of looks like bark, but then it looks like it could be old parchment type paper as well. But it's just amazing. And when you get something that's deeply textured like this, what you can also do is when you, before you put it in the embossing folder, is spritz it with a little bit of water. Not too much, you just want to kind of mist it. and stick that in your embossing folder, and it really gives it even more depth than what you see here. So I just love it. And I know, Martinette, you'll love it. I'm just telling you, you're gonna love this set. And there's also what we call Memories and More card packs that you can purchase. And these are great if you're just starting to stamp, because it gives you a lot of flexibility. And I'm just going to pull this open here a little bit. They are pre-cut and pre-imaged pieces of cardstock. And I'm just going to go through a few of them. There's just so many, but I don't know if you can see, it's the gold emboss on some of these textures. You can take these are great for scrapbooking if people are scrapbooking. There's also some little features that I think these are stickers. Yes. So these can stick onto a card front or, again, a scrapbook page. And these are also double-sided. Some of these are double-sided, so you're going to get a lot of different patterns that you can work with. So there's a very large size, and then there's smaller cut down. But again, there's just all sorts of patterns that are just ready to go. You can just put some adhesive on them, apply them to your card front. And again, these are also double-sided. The hard part really is trying to decide which way you want to go. Dare to live the life you've always wanted. Isn't that an awesome statement? But just tons and tons of different patterns that you can use. And we also have, and I don't have that in my order this time, they're called Memories and More card fronts and envelopes. So they will match everything that goes in here. So again, it's a great way to get started with stamping. If you purchase the stamp set, you get the Memories and More card pack, and then the cards and envelopes themselves. You've got everything you need to make so many cards. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can see there's quite a bit that comes in the pack. And then the paper. Oh my gosh, this paper is absolutely stunning. And you can see the reflection. Well, actually, this is upside down. I'm looking at the continents and they were going sideways. So we've got the globes. Again, more shine, more bling. If you're into bling, this is going to be the way you're going to want to go. Oh, this is upside down too. So it looks like a navigational map. I guess that's what that is. Some more of our compass. Another look at the map. And then this grid paper again with the shine. And then, as I said, we've also got the patterns on the back. They tend to be more solid color than pattern, but that's not always the case. So a lot of these colors I can see are coordinating with our new ink colors. That's got to be Bumblebee. And then again, just bigger pictures of the compass. So let me move that over here and let me show you my card. I was just so happy with this. So I took the embossing folder and I did use that on the base of my card, but I really wanted to feature some of the DSP because it's just so gorgeous. So I just picked some strips from the different patterns. I cut the globe stand and the globe detail out in our gold foil paper. And for the background of the globe, I actually used, there's a solid color card in here that I just went ahead and used the die cut and cut that out, because to me it kind of looked like ocean and water, things like that. So, and I didn't want to put a sentiment on the front because I just wanted this to shine through. But on the inside, I had some little pieces of the card or the DSP left over, so I just stacked them in here. And my sentiment is, you made the world a better place. Thank you for being part of mine. I just love this card. I just love it. I'm just going to pat myself on the back and tell you I just love that I made this card. So that was my sample to use for that bundle. Okay. And Martinette, I agree. Stampin' Up! Continually amazes me with the coordination of product that we have available. It's just hard to make a bad card with what you have available. It just amazes me. And I've poured over the catalog so many times already since I've had it, and my wish list again is just miles long. So I know I'm going to be purchasing and purchasing and purchasing. Okay, so my last bundle is going to be, I think, what is going to be one of my favorites. And there's quite a bit to this. I'm going to move a couple things out of the way so I can show them to you in pieces. So this is a suite that comes with 2 different stamp sets, Celebrate Sunflowers and then Jar of Flowers. Love sunflowers. I love these jars and the different things you can do with them. Again, we've had sunflowers in our lineup. We used to have a really big background stamp that was very similar to this. But now it's a much smaller size, a little bit easier to work with. And the interesting thing with these 2 stamp sets, one is a red rubber. So you have labels to put on the back. And one is photopolymer, and it would always say on the top of the stamp set, if it's a cling stamp, it means it's the red rubber. If it's the photopolymer, it's the clear stamp set. And what you also get with this particular stamp set with the jars is what we call our reversible stamps. And that's something that we came out with, I think maybe a mini catalog, but reversible stamps are exactly that. They have an image that you can stamp on one side, and then you can flip that over and actually have a solid image on the back of it. And they are much thicker than our regular photopolymer stamps, so that's a way that you know it's a reversible stamp. And when you get the photopolymer, there's actually a little pattern here that you can place your stamps on, so that you know you're not missing anything when you go to put everything away. And I love that feature as well. And then we have the different types of flowers, little bouquets of flowers. There's some stems. This is actually the jar lid that you get with the other set of the stamps. These are not reversible, no. It's just the jar. You have a small vase and then that little decorative edge there. So what also comes along is this handy dandy punch that will punch out this jar. And I love our punches. It's just, they're so quick and easy to grab and go to. We've had this punch design for a little while now. It's flat, it's so much easier to store. If you flip it over, there's a little lever that helps you unlock it. So you have to unlock it to actually punch your image out. And you always slide your image or your paper into the top of your punch. And then when you're done, you just close it back up, and then it stores nice and flat on your storage area. What also comes with this bundle is sunflower dies. And this was a lot of fun to work with as well. So you get a large detail sunflower, and then the outline of that. Centered, you get a little bit more foliage. There's a detailed leaf, and then a leaf that is a solid outline. And then this actually goes with that small sunflower that you have there. This die will coordinate with these 2 small leaves. And again, love the sentiments. And then what also comes along with this is these little, see, what are they actually called? Flowers for Every Season gems. And I am actually missing a portion of this bundle, and it happens to be clear plastic oh, I can't think of the proper name for them, but you can make a shaker card out of the embellishment that comes with it. And these are little tiny gems. They're different sizes. So when you go make a shaker card, this is what's going to go inside the jar. And just like really make it a fun card. And then there's a series of ribbons that goes with this as well. And oh, I lost the end here. We have a gingham and a very nice, again, very flat, easy to tie white linen thread. And I haven't tried it, but I'm imagining that this could actually be colored with our alcohol inks, as most of our white ribbons are. And then there's a blue and silver and white twisted baker's twine that also goes. So you get 3 ribbons in with this bundle as well. So again, just more embellishments and fun things to work with. And I'll just move those to the side and show you the cards that I made with this. So my first one is the sunflower card. And I used our cinnamon cider cardstock as my base. And then I used a Versamark ink pad. And a Versamark is a clear substance. And when you apply it to your stamp and stamp on your cardstock, it does what's called a tone-on-tone type of an effect. So this is what the cinnamon cider ink would look like if you also stamped it in cinnamon cider ink. So sometimes when you're first starting out and you think, oh my gosh, there's so many colors I want to have, and I'll never be able to get them all. And what you can do is buy a Versamark pad, and then anytime you stamp that on a colored cardstock, you're going to get the ink that's very similar to that cardstock. So you don't have to buy every ink pad out there right off the bat. You can always substitute a Versamark and kind of get the same effect. And I'll hold that up a little bit more so that you can see. But that is very similar, if not almost exact, to the cinnamon cider ink pad. So I stamped the detail, and I actually used our color blends on this, and it's very easy to color. Anywhere that you see those dark concentrated lines is where I put my darker color in, and then I came in and used the light version of this blend to kind of give it a two-dimensional look to it, but very easy to color. The only thing I would recommend is, because it's such a big image, is I did it in sections, because the alcohol ink will dry pretty quickly, and when you're trying to blend, you need it to still be a little bit wet and workable. So you can't try to do all the dark color first and then come back and do the light, because I don't think it's going to blend all that well. But I did my cutout of my leaves, I did a detail and then a solid underneath of it, and I did a couple of the little embellishment, the additional leaves. There are those little enamel dots that come with the ink color, and I just put a little piece of the ribbon behind it, again, just to make it pop a little bit. And then on the inside, I stamped the smaller sunflower and colored it the same colors. And again, one of those great sentiments, so let's celebrate you. But I think this is another favorite. I really do like how that card came out. And then last but not least is the card I made using the jar set. And I don't know if you notice, I've really tried to pull in our in colors so that you had a good representation of the different colors. And in this one, I used the, oh, I forget the colors again already. They're still pretty new. So I know it's magenta. Let's see. Magenta Madness, the Misty Moonlight, and the Just Jade colors on this card. And even though I don't have the blends, I was able to find some colors in my existing stamping blends collection to really kind of coordinate very well with this paper. I stamped the vase first, and then I stamped it again and colored it, and I punched it, and I used dimensionals to kind of pop that up. I'm not sure if you can see it all that well. And then a piece of this really nice blue, silver, and white baker's twine to go around the top of the jar. And then on the inside of this, I don't like to throw any scraps away. So whenever I've got these little pieces of paper lying around, I just try to put them on the inside of the card just to dress it up a little bit, and then added my sentiment to the inside. So again, I've had a little bit of fun so far. I just got this order in on Thursday and been able to play with it for a little bit. And I'll pull in my other card here, and then this card here. So this is what I've come up with so far, and I've really got tons of more ideas just floating around in my head that I'd like to do with all of these. And Martinette, thanks. I really did. I had fun just trying to throw together what came to my mind first, and I can't wait to work with more of it. But again, this is a really wonderful time to join the company, to be able to pick brand new product and get it in your hands before it actually goes live to customers is such a benefit. And the hard part, again, is just deciding on what it is you want to pick out. And to join Stampin' Up!, it's a $99 fee for the kit, but you pick $125 worth of product. And it can be from the new catalog that's going to be coming out. It can be from the catalog that's current right now. You can also pick from our Spring Mini. So any active catalog that we have going on right now, you can pick product from to build your starter kit. So again, you just have so much to pick from, and the difficulty is trying to decide exactly what you want. But a great deal. And again, I would love to have you on my team and love to have you part of the Stampin' Up! Family. So thank you everyone who took the time to jump in and see what I have. I do have a few other products that'll be coming in, and I'll probably jump on and do a quick intro of those as well. So stay tuned for another live, and hope you are having a good Mother's Day for all the moms out there, and that includes moms with our fur babies. And enjoy the rest of your day and have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for stopping. Take care.